I decided to do something a little different today. Just kind of talking about a certain subject that's kind of been very popular on short form media outlets as far as living in Mexico. And a lot of it has to do with content creators who move to Mexico and kind of talk it up like this amazing thing that you and everybody else should do. There will be some days that'll be pretty mundane. And for some reason, nobody really tells you that. And for some other reason, people don't really take that into consideration when they move here, that sometimes you're going to have a hard day. You know, it's normal life. You do have, you know, the good times and you have the bad times. You have times that aren't so great, whether it be a major storm that has hit and we have to take care of things, or maybe just in our personal lives, you know, we're not feeling well. I'm kind of getting over a sickness. I've been sick all week. I have not felt good, but I'm finally kind of feeling a little better. I'm able to get out of bed and do some stuff, and that happens, right? It's probably been my third little sickness that I've had since this year. I got really sick in around like Christmas time, Christmas, New Year's, and it was really unfortunate. I had a lot of friends coming down to visit for New Year's. They all flew down here. They were so excited to see me. I was excited to see them. I had all these New Year's plans. We were gonna party, and I felt terribly ill with basically the influenza A. I was sick for over 3 weeks, about 3.5 weeks. I was just pretty much bedbound and a mess. And then I got sick again, like with some weird little cold, whatever, flu thing, probably in April. And now here we are again, July. And part of that, it's not so much that there's like all this virus and disease here, or that my immune system isn't even up to it. I'm a property manager and I deal with a lot of clients who come back and forth, and you know, people from all over the world visit Vallarta, and sometimes when I do check-ins, I help them with luggage and bags, and I'm in close proximity with people. So I got sick from a guest, but that's all right. And sometimes you just have really bad days. Like one time I was parked on the side of the road and we were working. We were in a client's house, and when we left to go leave, someone had completely sideswiped our car, and it was a hit and run. They were long gone. We have no idea who did it or where to find them, but the whole side of the car was completely destroyed. So today we had to go pay the deductible for that, which was about 12,000 pesos. And it's around 650 or so USD. That doesn't sound like a lot of money, really, but when you earn pesos, that is actually quite a bit of money to pluck out all at one time, especially when you're working during low season and things are a little bit harder financially. So that's just one example of sometimes things just don't go your way and bad things happen here, right? They're frustrating or inconvenient things, or, you know, just kind of regular everyday life stuff. And it's not that glamorous, right? So people don't show that on on social media. You don't get to see those things. So these are the things to kind of know if you are thinking about moving to Vallarta. This is kind of what you're going to be dealing with. Today I'm making fideo because I happen to have a couple of these little packets of fideo. Super cute. So I'm gonna make that, and it's kind of one of those days where I don't feel well. We don't have a lot of groceries in the house right now. I'm not feeling good. I don't feel like traipsing out into the world to go to the market or whatever and get stuff. So we are having this because I happen to have like a 1/4 cup of dried beans. I have like 2 potatoes. So I'll probably throw those in there, you know, and some onions and tomatoes and whatever, and a few other ingredients just out of the fridge to make like a little soup. So not quite the fancy, you know, cafe d'artiste lifestyle here. It's kind of just basic and regular. And that's what most days are like. They're kind of just regular. A lot of times I see YouTubers, they're like, oh, every morning I get my Starbucks and I walk my dog on this long beach every morning, and it's so relaxing and my life is so amazing. And that's great. And you can do that. That could be part of your life if you wanted it to be. I could go walk my dog on the beach. I just go outside to the park and walk her like a regular person. But, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But we live here, we live in a neighborhood called Pitial, and we live in a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house, and we share it with our roommate. He's the owner of the house, and then my partner and I, we live here with him. He is retired, he is widowed, and sort of like a little family, the 3 of us, kind of like Golden Girls, sort of. We have 4 animals between the 3 of us. Gerald has a dog and a cat, and we have a dog and a cat, and we kind of merged the animals together. So they keep us pretty busy. And even on the inside, you know, our house it's nice and it's cozy and it's cute for us, but it's not terribly, you know, luxurious or fancy. It's just a regular house in a regular neighborhood. It is a little bit upgraded. Like, we have a water purifier on the roof so that we can drink all of the tap water in the house, and that runs through the entire house, so we can even drink the shower water if we wanted to. We have a washer and a dryer. We also have out back, we also have the lavadero, but it's kind of broken and just has some potted plants sitting in it. So we don't actually use that. We do have a dishwasher, which is not very common in Mexico. Most houses do not have dishwashers, but we had, you know, Gerald had the kitchen retrofitted to be able to have a dishwasher, kind of have all the modern conveniences. We make our dog food from scratch for the dogs, mostly for their health issues and stuff. So we go to the tianguis every Saturday and we buy our stuff and we make their food from scratch. And then we keep that in the deep freeze upstairs in the bodega. We have a lot of plants outside on our terraces and some upstairs. Gerald usually waters all of the plants. So he usually, it takes about an hour to an hour and a half to water all of them thoroughly. So he waters them once a week. Plus, of course, it rains and we get the rainwater on them. But they're really pretty. The plants, we really enjoy them. They give a very nice, relaxing vibe to the house and to the outside areas. But like an average day here would be, like today was Wednesday, for example. I usually take a morning walk around 5:30 in the morning, and then after that, you know, I get started on breakfast. I'm a content creator, so I do a morning live for about 2 hours every morning. You know, it's every day is different for us just because of the nature of our business. And then pretty much from 10 on through most of into the later part of the afternoon, we're pretty busy, just kind of doing check-ins and various appointments that we already have preset maybe throughout the week and stuff like that. And then, of course, once a month, which is something I did today since I wasn't feeling good anyway and I couldn't really go out into the world, I stayed home and I did invoicing. You know, in order for us to be able to pay our bills, we have to invoice all of our customers. We manage 26 units. So we have to go through and basically calculate all of the fees, reimbursements, how much, you know, clients take in, how much clients take out, you know, basically basic accounting and invoicing for clients and get that kind of done. And then sometimes we do have fun time in the afternoons. I might hit a happy hour if I have a friend visiting, or if I happen to be in the area, you know, I'll go to Zona Romantica and maybe pop in for a drink with some friends, and then head home to cook dinner, you know, kind of like I'm doing now. Oh, and then usually in the evening time, right before kind of after we dinner and then we get ready to go to bed, I usually spend about an hour studying. So I'm taking my citizenship exam, as I've mentioned before on my channel. It's also hard when you see a lot of people. I think for some people it's hard. Like for me, I'm very much ingrained in my life, and this is my life and this is what I'm doing, right? But I do know that some people come down thinking that it's just going to be this amazing beach vacation every single day, and something like maybe low season comes and all of the tourists have left, and so have a lot of your little friends maybe that snowbird here, and you're living here every day, but they've all flown back to their respective countries and you're just feeling left behind. That's where, you know, building community and friendships is really important. Some people do struggle also when they see, it's almost like FOMO. You see everybody else having these fabulous lives, right? And you think, what's wrong with me? Why am I not out on a boat? Why am I sitting here working? Or maybe, especially if you're someone like me who earns pesos, you can't always afford to roll with your other gringo friends who have larger bank accounts, you know, than you do or whatever. And then you have to politely decline the invitation and just stay home and eat your fideo and be happy with that, right? I personally don't have that FOMO, but I know a lot of people when they come, they do. But basically, you know, I hope this helps. This was just me wanting to just show a regular day in the life, you know, of me, stripped of the beaches and the fun stuff and just kind of homesick, making fideo with your dogs or whatever, your family members or whatever your situation is. If you like this video, subscribe or leave a comment. If you have any questions, I'm always happy and reachable to answer anything people have questions on. So have a great night.